Hey everyone, and welcome. We are about to dive into the super exciting world of Vex Robotics competitions. Whether this is your first time or you're a total pro, we're going to break down the entire journey, from that very first idea to the final buzzer.
You know, every single amazing, complex, high-scoring robot you see out there, it all started just like this, as a simple concept, a sketch, maybe a wild idea. So today, let's map out exactly how you can turn your own ideas into a robot that's ready to compete.
So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with what a Vex competition even is. Then, we'll get into the super important design and documentation part. After that, we'll talk about the build itself, how to survive competition day, and finally, wrap up with all the incredible skills you're going to take home.
Okay, so first things first, what is this whole quest all about? Because, it's way more than just playing with robots.
Honestly, you should think of it like a sport for your mind. It's this awesome challenge where you and your team get to be intellectual athletes. You're putting all your creativity, your strategy, and your tech skills to the ultimate test in this really fast-paced game environment.
Every great adventure needs a map, right? And in the engineering world, that map is what we call the design process. It's the secret sauce that turns a pretty good idea into an absolutely great robot.
Now, this isn't just, a friendly suggestion. It's a real, methodical way of solving problems that's going to guide your entire build. It gives your whole team a framework so you can tackle all the game's challenges in a systematic way.
Okay, so this is the crucial part. This process is not a straight line. You don't just go from step 1 to 6 and bam, you're done. No way. It's iterative. You repeat it. This is where the magic really happens. A team might spend a whole month on some complex claw. Then they test it and realize a simple forklift design is actually way faster and more reliable. That's not a failure. That's the process working exactly how it should. You just keep repeating those steps.
And that right there, that perfectly captures the mindset you need. It's all about constant improvement. And to keep track of this whole journey, every little change, every single discovery, you're going to need a quest log.
Seriously? This notebook? It's one of the most important tools your team has. It's where you document absolutely everything. Your first brainstorming sketches, your test data, pictures of your prototypes, and yeah, even your failures. It tells the whole story of your robot, and it's what the judges are going to look at to really see your process.
All right, you've got your map, you've got your quest log. Now we get to move from paper to a real physical machine. This is where the real fun starts. Forging your gear and building your champion.
At the heart of every single Vex robot is the robot brain. This is the command center. It's where you upload your code, telling the robot how to react when you're driving it, and, just as important, how to run all by itself during that autonomous mode at the start of the match. It's literally the source of your robot's intelligence.
Now, one of the first big engineering decisions you'll make is about this fundamental trade-off. Do you need a fast arm or a super powerful one? A speedy drivetrain or one that can push other robots around? Your choice of gear ratio is what determines that balance between speed and torque, which is really just a fancy word for rotational strength or power.
But what if you need something to move with, like lightning speed and a ton of power? Well, for actions like that, you might use something called pneumatics. You use compressed air stored in a little tank to make pistons shoot out or pull back almost instantly. It's perfect for things like claws or maybe launchers.
And this is just a perfect example of how all those separate parts and design choices finally come together. See, you're not just assembling parts here, you're integrating whole systems, a drivetrain, a lift, an intake, and they're all being controlled by that brain to create one single functional machine that can go out there and win the game.
So after weeks, maybe even months of hard work, it's finally time. You pack up your robot, your tools, your notebook, and you head to the arena for competition day. Tournament days are packed and they move fast. You'll probably start around 8 a.m. with check-in and getting your robot inspected to make sure it's legal. Then you dive right into qualification matches. During breaks, you'll get chances for skills challenges. Those are solo runs to show off your driving and programming skills. And this all leads up to the big finale, alliance selections and the elimination rounds in the afternoon.
And here's something that makes Vex kinda special. For most of the day, you're not playing against other teams, you're playing with them. In every qualification match, you get paired up with a random alliance partner, and your goal is to work together to get the highest score you possibly can, because your score is their score. So that spirit of cooperation is absolutely key. Success at a tournament, it's not just about having a great robot. It's about being a great teammate. You got to show up for your matches on time, you talk strategy with your partners, you get excited when you talk to the judges, and you cheer for other teams. Good sportsmanship just makes the whole day better for everyone. Okay, this one's a really important point for all the parents, mentors, and coaches listening in. Your job is to be a cheerleader, not a director. The competition is a chance for the students to own their wins, to troubleshoot their own problems, and to learn by doing. So, let them shine.
You know, winning a trophy is an amazing feeling, for sure. But the real prize from your Vex adventure is this treasure trove of real-world skills you're going to gain. Skills that stick with you long after the season is over.
I mean, think about it. You're learning how to really work with a team, how to diagnose and solve super complex problems when you're under pressure, and how to communicate your ideas clearly. You're managing a big project, and maybe most importantly, you're learning resilience. Every single time a design doesn't work, and you've got to go back to the drawing board.
And that's really the ultimate takeaway here. You're not just building a robot, you're building a foundation for your entire future. I don't care if you go into engineering, or medicine, or business, or art. These skills are going to make you a better problem solver, a better teammate, and a better leader.
So there you have it. You've got the map for your own Vex adventure. The only question left is, what amazing robot are you and your team going to bring to life? So get your team together, crack open that engineering notebook, and start your own incredible journey.